I took RJ's course as an amateur baker with no commercial experience, no production experience, but as someone who's, dabbling in baking for the last, I would say, 5 to 6 years. I had gotten to a point where I felt like I wasn't learning and I was just kind of pulling all of these, for the lack of a better word, hacks out in the internet. But I was never able to recreate the same bake if I had a great bake. And it made me realize that as much as I have potential as a baker, I may not have understood the science and each step of every bake, be it pastry, be it a bread making, week or month. And so it was really important to me to learn the technical detail behind baking. And so that's kind of why I took RJ's course called Bake It Till You Make It. One, I'm very interested in pastries. I think there's so much out there. I think you can really make it your own as long as you have like the foundation. And then two, I've been following RJ's brand called My Yummy Spatula for many, many years at this point. And what I love about My Yummy Spatula is she really breaks down the science behind every bake. Why use egg whites over egg yellows? What temperature should you put your butter, in a laminated dough? Should you use the freezer for something or should you use the refrigerator for something? These are answers that I didn't have till I started this course. And so I highly recommend RJ's course because for many reasons, but I think the biggest one for me is she gives you a really solid foundation in some of the most basic fundamental elements of baking. And there's so much you can do with that foundation. You can completely make it your own. You can, recipe test, recipe develop, make little tweaks to different sort of ingredients, swap ingredients out if you like other ingredients. And so I think it's just a really great investment if you're looking to develop your bakes, but also make them more precise. I would say I've seen so many wins. I've seen so many losses, but also wins from those losses. RJ is really great about taking the time to discuss every single element of a bake every week with you. She dives into detail. She makes sure that you never give up. There were moments where I wanted to give up on, difficult weeks, and I would send RJ a text and she'd say, no, you've got this. It's fine. You can try again, so she really believes in the power of imperfection, and I think that's one of my favorite things about her and one of my favorite things about this whole course. I think I would end with this if you're thinking about it, because this is something I really thought about. I've actually taken many courses in the past. They're never 12 weeks long. Maybe they're 2 weekends, or they might be a day course. I have a full-time job. I work, 9 to 5, 9 to 7 on some days. And RJ has a great way of making this course really approachable. In addition to that, I would say that I've never been in a course where my teacher or my mentor has given me so much one-on-one feedback. A lot of group courses don't allow for that in the moment, and I think RJ does a really good job of maintaining a small enough cohort that you're able to really spend time with her and learn from your mistakes, learn from your wins. And so for that very reason, I think I might actually come back for more, because there's just been so many wins throughout this process. And so for that, I really like it. And then the second thing for me is I love the fact that we have such a, lovely community around this course. And we're all cheering each other on as classmates through each cohort. We're all from different countries, different parts of the world. I'm in the US, and RJ does such a good job of, maintaining a really great cohort culture. In addition to that, ingredients aren't the same everywhere, and RJ's really really informed and, you know, makes it a point to learn about where you're from or where you live, and then giving you alternatives and saying, hey, like, this brand's not available here, but why don't you go try that? And I think that really stood out to me as a baker, because you get used to your ingredients and you get used to your kitchen and the type of even like you know, kitchen items that you have, and she really makes sure that, you know, you're able to maximize with the kind of tools you have already. And so for that, I would say overall she's made this a really enjoyable experience, and I'm really happy. I have no regrets about doing this.